What is going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to tonight's live AMA session. Ask me anything. It is week 12. We are heading in. We are getting ready for the fantasy playoffs. At this point, you should be thinking purely about fantasy playoffs. Because now is the time for cash and trophies. There is a report that the Jets or there was a conversation of the Jets being willing to bench Aaron Rodgers. Do I think that they do it? I don't know. I mean, Woody Johnson has to do something to fucking get the reins on that. I mean, then again, he's also been the one that has screwed it all up and has fucked it all up. So there's also that as well. There is also that as well. Round the horn getting canceled. Damn. The Cowboys have only scored 5 touchdowns at AT&T Stadium this week. Or this season, I'm sorry. That's fucking crazy. Aaron Rodgers probably won't be the quarterback for the Jets next year. He's probably going to either A, be forced to retire because nobody wants him, or B, he's just not going to be. He's going to be somewhere else. Someone offered me Debo for Pollard. What do you think of the trade? What are the rest of your running backs? Like, how desperate? Like you're only doing that if you're in serious desperate need. Like you gotta be in like desperate need. Jordan Addison active this week. That's good. That's good for fantasy. Damn good for fantasy. Yeah, if you have Pollard's been serviceable and been sufficient enough to where I don't feel like that you need Debo. And Debo hasn't been having the greatest season of all. Debo, another guy, probably look out for him to be in a new place, as well as T. Higgins. Jay Glazer, well, shit, Adam Schefter, who hasn't? Like, oh my gosh, I love that shit. George Kittle will be back healthy, according to him. He is going to be back playing this Sunday. Isaiah Pacheco, limited participant this week. Mike Williams, limited participant this week. Look for both those guys to come back to the lineups. I'm hoping that they still use Kareem Hunt in some capacity, just because he has been sufficient for them. He has been pretty efficient. Yeah, Mike Evans coming back is huge. Huge, 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 huge. Of course, Madison and Zamir White still out, like we mentioned on yesterday's show. Oh my gosh. Seeing Drew Lock's face, like when having to talk about, like, how him being passed up for DeVito, so fucked up. So fucked up. The Giants have screwed up. Like, they have so much drama going on. Only 0.7% of teams on Sleeper are still undefeated. 27% of those teams all have Jamar Chase. That's how big of a force Jamar Chase is. Like, my gosh. That's how big of a force Jamar Chase is for fantasy football. That's insane. That is absolutely, absolutely insane. Fucking Micah Parsons still being delirious. I'm dead. Micah Parsons still being delirious on his podcast. That's just that was just pure comical. I still think that we're a really good team, and we just haven't had some things. Like, shut up, bro. Shut up. Damn him. For as big of a name Odell is, 500. He's on his way to 500K subs. I figured he would have already had like a couple of million. Start Trey Lance, please. They need to figure out something. In all honesty, they need to figure out something because fuck, Cooper Rush isn't the guy. Cooper Rush is not the guy. Your top 10 draft picks, as the order stands right now, Jags would be able to pick one. Titans, Browns, Giants, Raiders, Patriots, Jets, Panthers, Cowboys, Saints. As bad as the Cowboys are, can't even fucking climb up into the top 5. They just need to tank the rest of the season. That's all there is to it. Wow, Daniel Jones was the 4th QB today behind Tim Boyle. They had him as QB 4. That's insanity. I got the job done, Kevin, in every which way. Yo, wild. Okay, so Andy Reid is on record. We'll find a way. Both of them are good players. We'll find a way to get them both in. And when that takes place, that's a good problem to have. Okay, good. DeAndre Swift did not practice today. Be on the lookout for developments with that. He's out. He was out today with a growing injury. We want Mill Dog or Nonchalant. What? Put the sauce in the bag. Yeah, Daniel Jones has to put the sauce in the bag. If you could move Aaron Jones and Pollard for Saquon, that would be better yet. If you could move Kyron and Pollard for Saquon, that would be your best bet, just because with those receivers in for the Rams and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua being healthy, they're not going to be focused on the run as much anymore. So if I were you, I would be first trying to push off Kyron and Pollard. And then if not, then that's when you can upgrade the offer to Aaron Jones and Pollard. But in all honesty, like, I mean, if you can get Saquon, like, fuck, like that would be amazing. That would be amazing. You would just then be dependent at your 2 spot for your RB2 between Kyron and Tracy, or either between, if you could somehow manage to fucking hang on to Aaron Jones and pull Saquon over, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. But Facts, I think if I remember, kind of reviewing your team is in a position your team should be in a position to get you a championship right now. Because what you got to remember is if what I'm worried about, if I have Saquon and I make it into championship week, and the least I have Saquon, what's worrying me about Saquon, about Jamar Chase, about, Jettas, like these big name players, these big name guys, is what if you only play 1 quarter, 2 quarters of football, because you already got things for the playoff, they already got everything locked up for the playoffs. These guys that are on playoff teams, championship week 17, week 16, week 17, they may not play a whole lot. and that's something that you have to be accepting of. The championship is the hardest game in fantasy football for a reason. You're really wanting guys that are on teams that are going to be fighting for like wild card contention, fighting for like spots and shit, because those are going to be the guys that are going to go out there and fucking put on and go out and explode 9 times out of 10, because they're putting on for their teams to be able to lock in a berth for them in the actual real life NFL. So they're going to, that last game, they're going to go out and put it all on the fucking line to get them in the playoffs. So that's my only concern with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, Saquon is Saquon. You gotta go and get him. You gotta go get him. But I could easily picture, let's see here. Let me see here. Let me look at something. So for the Eagles, let's see. You got Rams, Ravens, Panthers. So, up to like week 14, pretty solid. Hopefully by week 14, you're already getting a bye. So, okay, you got Rams, Ravens, Panthers, Pittsburgh week 15, Washington week 16. So, because of the division that they're going to battle it out for week 16, I definitely want to be having Saquon for week 16. Week 17 is against Dallas. They're probably not going to play Saquon a whole lot come week 17. There's going to be no reason, because that game is going to be meaningless to both sides of the ball, But if I get Saquon, to go out there and play for me, all the way through like week 16, I'm fired with that. Like, I'm fine. And then, if I could complement that with, a guy that's going to be probably, competing for a job, with the new team, maybe next year, like you mentioned, you have Pollard. Championship is week 16 for your league. Okay. So the championship is week 16, then yeah, I would want to get Saquon then. If championship is week 16 in your league, then yes, let me get Saquon. I forgot about Jonathan Brooks existing. Bro's been out so long, it's too late. Yeah, he's not going to be fantasy relevant till next year. That's just kind of the case of the case of things. Yo, that's cool. Kyler's gonna give the Surya dude that he was having pizza with. He's gonna try and hook him up with tickets. That's dope. That's dope. I love Kyler, man. Kyler's such a good dude. You guys saw from when we interviewed him. He's just a chill dude. He likes genuine interactions. Like, that was the best way they could have filmed Kyler in that interaction. So far, really, today has been a fairly slow news day. So far, yeah, so far, slow news day. Looks like Ray Lewis could be a candidate for Florida Atlantic University. There hasn't really been no direct communication, but I guess they're flirting with the idea. Hall of Fame list is pretty fucking dope this year. I mean, you got 25 modern era players: Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly, Steve Smith Sr., who I feel like should definitely get in. Earl Thomas, Adam Vinatieri. Yes, Adam Vinatieri should be in. Kickers deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. They need to stop overlooking them, just like they do punters. Jared Allen, Terrell Suggs, Antonio Gates, Marshall Yanda. Yes, Marshall Yanda needs to be in. James Harrison. Oh my gosh. Vince Wilfork, Willie Anderson, Torrey Holt. How do you not? Anquan Bolden, Reggie Wayne, Jerry Evans, Rodney Harrison, Eric Allen, Robert Mathis. Oh, fuck yeah. Fred Taylor, Hines Ward, Ricky Waters, Richard Webb, Steve Wyszynski, Darren Woodson. Yeah, you got to put Darren Woodson in. Oh my gosh, that list is crazy. That list is fucking insane. I don't think that Eli gets in the first time around. I definitely do not think that Eli gets in the first time around. I mean, we'll see. Anything can happen. I mean, you know, they got the whole Manning cast, you know, like the Hall of Fame was like, you know, what have you brought to the game? And they take that full encompassing on the field and off the field. So yeah, we'll have to see. You know, the 2 Super Bowl rings, both of them against Brady. It's going to come down to votes, in all honesty. It's really, really going to come down to a mess. Yeah, pretty much. Jets been 1-6 since firing Salah. Fucking the Woody Johnson saga is so hilarious. Fired Salah without consulting anyone. Blocked Bryce Huff's extension. Denied a Lazard plus a day 2 pick to trade for Judy. Refused to negotiate Reddick's extension demands. Push for Devontae Adams trade. Tyron Smith and Mike Williams signings, which look how that's been turning out. Bench Tony Adams against staff's wishes. Like, bro. And then wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers after a loss to the Broncos because he thought Rodgers wasn't playing well enough. You're not the coach, bro. That shit's hilarious. You want drama. That is drama. What up, Aiden? What's good? Shit, why couldn't we get Jets in season Hard Knocks? Fuck. Damn. I ain't gonna front. Joe Douglas was kind of cooking, though. I mean, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson. Like, the draft picks weren't bad. It's just that you let Aaron and Woody kind of have too much fucking control. Salah was 2-3, Ulbrich 1-5, big move. Yeah, it's been it hasn't been great. I mean, but Salah also, like, overall, I mean, like Lisa had mentioned yesterday, at least he had some fucking moxie. CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs were in the club after the embarrassing loss to the Texans. My gosh. Why? Just not taking football serious, just not caring. And then Michael Irvin saying that he 100% could say that good sources have told him that Deion Sanders will accept the Cowboys job if they draft Shedeur. I don't think that Shedeur wants to be a Cowboy. If I'm Shedeur, I'm like, fuck that. if I'm Shador, I'm like, give me an offensive line. Send me somewhere that's at least working on building a fucking line. While I agree with this, it's not the way to deal with the loss. Salah looks like Mr. Clean. I'm dead. Yeah, I saw Ray Lewis to FAU. I just brought that up. It's not. Apparently there hasn't been any direct communication yet. But I think that'd be great for that'd be great for Florida Atlantic. Like for real. Gives him a chance to kind of prove himself as a coach with a decent sized program. If he can attract some stars, attract some kids that really want to go out there and play. I mean, Dion, him being a two-sport athlete, attracting a two-way football player to his program. I mean, who knows? Ray Lewis can go out there and find the next Ray Lewis. One thing that we know about Ray Lewis is he's a leader of men. So I think that could be a big jump for that program when we're in an era where it's seemingly looking like I'm not saying right now it's happening just because when you look at the current, college football playoff bracket, I think we're on like number 3 out of 6 or something that are going to be released. We have a couple more, like 3 more that'll be released between now and then. But when you look at that and you just look at the scheme of things and the landscape of things, it really does look like, to me, at least, we're not far off from, with NIL and everything, we're not far off from programs, maybe replacing some of, before it was all about the top schools. I think now it's going to be about going to, the top coaching and the top money to get me into the NFL. And I think that you're going to start seeing talent, like a lot of talented athletes kind of be like, oh, I'm going to go where Ray Lewis is. Oh, you're going to see that Dion model kind of be rolled out across multiple programs and multiple schools. And give it a couple of years, you're going to start seeing like, a Colorado, an FAU, so on and so forth, kind of really change the landscape of what we know right now is college football. All SEC teams were exposed. Big Ten is better. I think NIL has made the Big Ten better. I think NIL makes it balances things out a little bit more across the board because all these commits now have to kind of pick and choose and go to different schools. It elevates the programs that weren't getting any kind of respect or getting any type of clap before. SMU deserves better. Notre Dame stank. SMU does deserve better. I'm hoping that the next couple of brackets that come out, kind of change and shape up to be a little bit differently. But it's going to be one of those things like we'll have to see. It's really going to be one of those things we're going to have to see. Because what? Sorry about that. Excuse me. That sneeze fucking sucked. Oh man, that sneeze sucked. Here, let me see something here. So right now, the college football playoff based off of rankings, what it would be: BYU, Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, Georgia, Penn State, Ole Miss, Indiana, that would have to take on BYU or Ohio State would have to take on BYU or Ohio State would have to take on Boise State. Alabama or Notre Dame would have to take on Oregon. Georgia or Penn State would have to take on Miami. Ole Miss or Indiana would have to take on Texas. I agree with Texas being there. I do like Boise being there for damn sure. Oregon deserved. Miami, Miami being there still feels a little bit weird to me. Like I feel like that you could have Penn State right there. but all good. I get them being three. I just feel like that there's some bias, some bias there because I feel like what they still have to, they still there's still some voting that takes place like in this whole process. I mean, I feel like leaving Tennessee out is and then putting Alabama in is criminal in my fucking opinion. Like you mentioned, SMU, kind of getting the shit into the stick. That sucks. Um, there's still a shot where like if Colorado wins out, then Colorado can get in. Like, if they win the bowl game or no, I think yeah, or if they win the championship, I think if they win a bowl game, yeah, if they win a bowl game, then like they could get in. So it's definitely going to shake up a little bit more. I don't want to put too much emphasis on that bracket, but I'm definitely excited for this year's national championship, and I think that we get something different than what we've usually seen throughout, you know, than what we've usually seen throughout past. Mm-mm-mm. At least I just sent over that information that you had asked for. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I didn't even know that you had messaged me, bro. I haven't really been on Twitter like a whole fucking lot like lately. Twitter's been kind of like lame. Dagestan versus Ireland to Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes in Dubai. Big PFL fight. That would be crazy. Did that get announced? Already, bro. Already. Let me see. Yo. Oh, that's lit. Oh, that's lit. Yeah, I'm seeing it now on their page. Oh, that's lit. Will defend his Bellator title versus Paul Hughes. Man, PFL should should eventually like it's just gonna always be second tier to UFC. Like I mean, kind of the same thing that we're seeing with one. I mean, well, one is a little bit different, but like the same thing that we see with all of the other leagues and all the other fights. I feel like that's pretty much everyone's vibe with both organizations. Um, with just any secondary organization to UFC. They got to find ways to attract stars. They got to find ways to make it marketable and make people actually give a damn about their league and their organization. Connor and Khabib should be in their corners, absolutely. But yeah, they got to find ways to kind of like beef up that promotion. I mean, there was supposed to be what the like isn't Nagano should be fighting like in PFL soon. I could have sworn. Like, doesn't he have another fight coming up? Yeah, he has nobody to fight because he fucking left the UFC. Shit, I could have sworn he was. I could have sworn he had another one coming up. I don't know why I thought he did. Oh, okay. No. He fought back on the. Okay, he fought back in October. That's right. Yeah. He had the. I completely forgot that he dogged. I had watched that fight at a bar too. I completely forgot that he dogged him. Completely forgot he dogged Renan. Nagano in PFL, he had fought Renan, however the fuck. Basically, not anyone on his fucking level. What's good, Daniel? What's good? For all you Madden heads out there, Saquon Barkley's backwards hurdle is back at it. Man, the Chiefs getting ready to get fucking Pacheco back, bro. No. Like, just no, please. It is, but at least I brought it up in the chat, so I went over to their page to check out some shit. You know, just to look around. I mean, you know, nothing too crazy. Two students fighting each other. I mean, yeah, they both, you know, like you mentioned. I mean, you got Khabib, and then you got Connor. You know, there's kind of that back story of bad blood between the two. One definitely clears PFL. But again, I mean, kind of like I was saying, I mean, it's hard to be secondary to the UFC. The UFC, because of the way that Dana has marketed it's practically impossible. It's really practically impossible to really be like a runner-up or be a two. Like, just like there's no other professional league that can clear the NFL, you know? Like, there's going to be no other fighting league ever that can put up the numbers that the UFC can, that can do the numbers that the UFC can, and that can, you know. Oh, they probably will eventually. They probably will eventually. Dana. I mean, you also got to remember too. Khabib tried to start his own fight promotion and everything. I mean, it didn't go too well. Is Hallie on fire? I ain't even watching NBA right now. Joe Brady, future Jaguar. You guys got the #1 pick. What do you think, Aiden, that you guys are going to do with the #1 overall pick? Should things remain the way that with the draft order that they are right now? What do you think that y'all are going to do with the #1 pick? He said Travis Hunter. Duh. I'm dead. I mean, he could have maybe had a philosophy as you know, them trading back the one, you know, to load up on some pieces. I mean, but yeah, Travis Hunter would probably be, you know, that grab. I mean, Jags got their work cut out for them for them this offseason. You know, they got their work cut out for them this offseason. This I almost wonder if it's like, okay, is it more strategic for me to trade that one and get a bunch of fucking pieces? Or do I just lock in, go Travis Hunter, and be like, all right, we're good now? Everyone has Travis Hunter mock number one, and Travis Hunter's basically ran away with the Heisman race at this point. Balky passed on Hutchinson for a traits guy. He's a joke. Yeah, I'm wondering what's taking the Jags so long to fucking clear house. Like, that's a super interesting, like, just conversation within itself. Is why is it taking so long? Why hasn't it happened already? Like nowish. Shit, y'all can bring look, y'all can bring over Joe Douglas, but like, listen, we ain't gonna tell you what to do. We just let you cook. We're not gonna bring in a quarterback that's gonna fucking control the organization and overpower you. We're not gonna have an owner that's gonna overpower you. GMs, you gotta let GMs be GMs. But like, you have some of these owners that start superseding the GMs, Jerry Jones, Woody Johnson, Mark Davis, and it doesn't make for, like, there's a time and a place when an owner needs to step in and be like, all right, let me grab control of this, like, it shit's off the rails. And that's when both the GM and the head coach just aren't doing well, you know. 5 of the last 6 are cupcake games. Watch us win and keep everybody. That could be a possibility. That could very well be in the realm of possibilities, especially just because it doesn't seem imminent to begin working towards the future. But I also wouldn't blame the Jacksonville Jaguars looking at what's happening right up 95 with the New York Jets and being like, yeah, maybe if you make too many changes too fast, that it can backfire on you, which I feel like is very well case, a very well argument to make. So yeah. I mean, if the coaching, I mean, I heard today that Belichick wouldn't mind the Jacksonville coaching job. I think that's because he knows that he could be coach and GM at the same time. Like, I've been hearing a couple times today, Belichick be attached to that. Speed has announced that he is participating in the 2028 Olympic qualifiers, which is scheduled to take place in 2026. He's doing sprinting. Yeah, his dumbass. He was like the 50 meter, like the commentator. He was like, yeah, there's no 50 meter in the Olympics, but he's looking at doing the 100 meter, and I think he said the 200, something like that. So I mean, hey, more power to him. Yeah, barely lost to Noah Lyles. Damn good thing. He's gonna have to race against some fast motherfuckers. You know, hey, just don't embarrass us. Just don't embarrass us. That's all. Don't go out there and then suddenly like get blown out the water by all the other runners. Like, train hard, take it fucking serious. Calm down on all the barking. Like, if you're gonna be an athlete, be an athlete. If you're gonna be an Olympian, be an Olympian. That's how I feel about that. My coach research has brought me to Joe Brady, Ben Johnson, Adam Shinevich, Wes Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Jesse Minter, Nick Sorson. Don't forget Belichick in that mix-up. And if dumbasses are dumbasses, I like McDaniel, Sirianni, McDermott. I mean, what you're really wanting is, in all honesty, you're probably wanting like a Ben Johnson. Like I said, Bill Belichick is being linked to that. And if Bill Belichick can come in and, after taking a year off, just purely observing the game and how it's working with these young guys to come in, be coach and be GM, I think that's solid for you. No college guys like Dan Lanning or Lincoln, or I mean Lanning, Day, or Lincoln. I would love Dan Lanning, but dude's getting money. Exactly. It's a coach is only going to elevate from the collegiate level to the pros if that's something that's really in their sights of like accomplishing and doing. But for the most part, like, if you're getting paid, you're getting paid. And then also you get a lot of college coaches that when they get into the NFL, they're like, yeah, I don't like coaching a bunch of bratty ass men, grown ass men. At least with college, you're developing the players, you're molding the players, you're helping them, kind of, become not just better football players, but better members of society, because not everyone fucking gets in, not everyone could go. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting with the whole concept and the whole philosophy of bringing a college coach into the NFL, just because we've seen it not really pan out before. We've seen it where it has panned out, I like it better if they come in as coordinators. I think starting off there and then going to head coach, kind of helps. Or, hey, maybe you have a bad stint as a head coach and then you go back to being a coordinator and work your way back to being a head coach. Like, it's that whole conundrum, that whole philosophy is tough. I respect Bill as coach, but this new man's game as a GM, I will say that you have to be able to pull pieces a little bit differently. I feel like that's what makes, like, hell, I'll throw it out there. I feel like that's what makes Adam Peters, good at his job wherever he's gone. It is a different game, and you do have to kind of play it differently. You really do have to have like a full team of, just you got to have the financial guys, you got to be balancing the books, and then, you also got to be, studying the tape and like working with the scouting department, so on and so forth. It's yeah. Bill was killing Drake May on film and sound like he would have never took him, which is my problem. I mean, Bill is also, I think, has a certain vitriol towards the Patriots. He's even said things, about Mayo. I think that I won't say vitriol. I think that Bill feels like no one is in that organization is ever going to surpass what him and Brady did, what him, Brady, and Kraft did. So he's kind of just like gonna take the opportunities to shit on that organization. I feel like it's kind of like one of those like, oh, like that's my ex, type of deals. No, having a pocket passer definitely doesn't work anymore. Old school guys don't fit in today's game, sadly. They know ball, but are behind in the new gen stuff. And that I can't agree with. And that's one of the things where I would hesitate about bringing in, like a Bill Belichick, or even, like, hell, the Raiders brought in Norv Turner. I didn't think that was going to be great. I'm like, yo, he's been so far removed from the game. So yeah, Bill's new school with women, but old school as a GM. I am dead. I'm dead, bro. Valid point. I mean, I don't know. I want to see. I'm really interested in how the Jags play out this situation. Because maybe it is them observing the Jets and how that's falling apart, and the Jets keep making decision after decision after decision. Like, if these are executive high-level decisions, that maybe they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna sit back and fucking wait. Like, maybe we just let what's meant to come to us versus try and rush and like get things, because you have those are your two wide range of outcomes right now. You have the Jets and like the Cowboys like kind of like over here, and then you have like the Jags and their situation kind of really just like all by themselves, where it's like you just gotta retool a couple of things, bring in some stars. I mean, hell, I'll put Tennessee, in that same category, where it's like, tinker with some things, tool up some things, Give me Dion. The Dion shit is super interesting because you got Michael Irvin. I mean, Michael Irvin is whatever, he's saying, oh, well, like I've heard from sources. Shut up. No, you haven't. Like, the only source that I feel that Mike has spoken to is Jerry, and they're probably just like kiki ha-haing about it, but I don't think that anyone has necessarily spoken to Dion about it. I think that Dion is focused on right now this year, still finishing out the job, improving himself at the collegiate level. Should Dallas go and get Shedeur, maybe Dion takes the job. Do I think that it's necessary? I mean, it'll be great because Dion will hold guys accountable, but I mean, Jerry's still going to be talking shit and just ruining things and just fucking it up for everybody, to where if I'm Dion, I'm like, I played for this man. I don't want my son to go there too. I'm not going there. So I mean, if you guys could land Dion, that'd be fucking great. That would be great. But yeah, they tell me to bust down my AP. Crazy to say, would want to follow the Commanders model, new GM, new coach, bring in new players. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I feel like would work for you guys. Especially because you do have pieces already on that team that can be built around. I think having the right GM come in and like balance the books, or be able to get the right picks, would be solid. I mean, hell, everything that Joe Douglas did in New York wasn't fucking bad. It's just that he was cock blocked at every fucking single turn by Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, but that is the dude that brought in Braylon Allen. That is the dude that brought in Garrett Wilson. That is the dude that brought in Sauce Gardner. That is the dude that fucking retooled that team. Should that team be better? Yes, they're not better because you had Aaron Rodgers fucking and Woody Johnson push for a Devontae Adams, and then like it's just everything was just so bad. Like, yeah, Joe Douglas did take Zach Wilson. I mean, yeah, okay, cool. That's a knock. But you guys already have a QB. Just build around him and give him weapons. Get him weapons. You got Brian Thomas Jr. Get that motherfucker some help. Christian Kirk isn't going to be. Isn't that threat to defenses? Bring in someone that's going to be a fucking threat. Bring in someone that can take the top off. I think that'll be like, if you bring in a Travis Hunter, and if I got to worry about now Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr., okay, now we got a fucking problem. Now I'm starting to worry about the Jags. And then if you start picking up some defensive pieces in free agency, because some guys are going to be hitting the market and they're going to be looking for their money, give me my money. Like, I think that would work for you guys. I mean, look, like we brought in, Bobby Wagner, and then we make the mid-season trade for Lattimore. I mean, St. Juice is going to be out of there. Forbes is going to be out of there. We're going to bring in some other guys and shit. But I mean, Wagner may or may not re-sign with the team for at least one more year. Try and run it back with the guys. But I mean, Jeremy Chin, Luvo, like Dante Fowler, like they're all going off. They're all, they're doing their thing. What, Fowler's top 5 in sacks. So I mean, You know, I think that model will work for you guys. And I think that the Jags could improve. You know, yes, I do think that you need a new head coach, so for damn sure. If you could get it, if you could pry away Ben Johnson, that'd be fucking sick. If you could pry away Ben Johnson from Detroit, that would be sick. But in order for Ben Johnson's scheme to work, y'all need some damn athletes, like athletes. They got fucking Penny Sewell like running routes and shit. They got both their running backs scoring a touchdown a piece a game. You know, their receiving is just crazy. The accuracy of their quarterback is crazy. That's what makes Ben Johnson's system work so well. Cow is the veggies of Asia. What? I mean, to be honest, honestly, think we don't have. I mean, to be honest, thing we don't have is being a good franchise. I mean, you're a young franchise. You're a young franchise at that. But I mean, you got to try and find a way to make it a place where people want to come and play. You got to try and make it a place where it's like, yo, like when players put on y'all's uniform, they're like, yo, I'm a fucking Jaguar. You know, I'm happy to be a Jaguar. You know, you got to try and change the attitude around. And if you bring in the right guys that can build culture, then you can do that. Vegas. Oh, it's the Vegas. Oh, there's a fight there. Okay. Shit. At least really quick for your Raiders, bro. Y'all need to stop letting Mark Davis control shit and just kind of be a pushover. Like, or it's not necessarily like a pushover, but like everyone else is like a pushover to him. Like, y'all got to bring in a strategic GM. Pierce ain't the guy at coach. Y'all got to start and clean house from that front office from the top down. Yeah, tell Mark Davis to start with shaving that fucking bowl cut. What's up? Should I trade Kelsey for Kittle? No. I mean, Kittle kind of banged up. 49ers haven't been, you know, they're a different team with Kittle on the field for fucking sure. But there's also, you know, other mouths that are able to be fed there. Casey is kind of more so reliant on Kelsey. And Kelsey's been, you know, hitting his stride lately. Worry about Kittle a little bit down the stretch just because the 49ers need every single win. So they're going to be having to go out there and put their bodies on the line. How much of that is Kittle able to withstand makes you a little bit worried. I like Kelsey. I like keeping Kelsey. No, I like Tom Pelissero drafting. Khan isn't hands-on. Have a top pick, new practice facility in stadium. QB is locked. Small market, no tax. Very attractive to a coach. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Patrick Graham's shitty ass DC. I don't know why they took him back from New York. Like I said, y'all gotta figure it out. Y'all have to rebuild all leadership positions, and then also simultaneously install a quarterback. That's why I'm like, what's all this talk about like Shedeur trying to be a Raider and Brady trying to push for Shedeur becoming a Raider? I think that it's fucking asinine to me. Yeah, I agree. Looking like I'm making playoffs. Just worried Kelsey Mahomes might sit last few weeks. And that is absolutely fair to worry about. And that is 100% fair to worry about. It's kind of one of those things, Jeeps, where it's a lesser of two evils for you. Is okay, maybe Kelsey goes out there and can get me, you know, more points than my opponent with the limited amount of minutes that he may or may not get, you know. Whereas like with Kittle, it's like, well, fuck, like, you know, I traded Kelsey away for Kittle And now, because Kittle tried going so hard getting the 49ers into the playoffs, he's banged up again. And now I can't start him, you know. But I mean, that's a very wide open NFC West. And with the way that things are set up, being 5-5, you know for a fact that Kelsey is basically going to be out there trying to put it all on the line for his guys, unless that it is some type of injury that is serious, as where like, no, I can't fucking play through this. So it's really just taking the lesser of two evils. Both guys are great tight ends. Both guys are great tight ends for fantasy. It really comes down to what you just put right there, how you're observing down the stretch. Put it this way, 100% healthy, cool. Kittle, given the whole 5-5 situation, having to put the body on the line and go out there and play. Yeah, give me Kittle. If I'm worrying more so about the injury, fuck that. I'm sticking with Kelsey. Let's ride, you know. Find an offensive-minded guy as head coach. Enough with the bullshit. I don't want defensive dudes. Give me Canadian QB Curtis Warwick. Ohio State struggles with good teams. I want Indiana upset. Dude, I want an Indiana upset. I ain't going front. And I feel like anyone that's not like low key, like in their bones, like cheering for an Indiana upset is crazy. If your Raiders go Shadur, whatever, I don't think that is great. If that is great for Shadur. You know, Shadur's with his landing spot situations is fucked. Like realistically, it's not great for him right now. It's really not. The options aren't great. Because what? Here, let me go back to the. Bro, I ain't gonna front though. The Notre Dame uniforms that they're gonna be wearing against Army this Saturday are pretty fucking fire. If you're rooting for Ohio State, I consider you an op. I'm dead. Hold on, I'm trying to go to this current. I gotta go to this current draft order because I want to see something here. Where is it? Where did I see it? Bump, 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 bump. Let me see here. I know like Jags are one. Here we go. All right. So the top 10 as it stands, I was talking about it earlier. Jaguars, Titans, these are top 10 draft picks. You got the Jaguars, Titans, Browns, Giants, Raiders, Patriots, Jets, Panthers, Cowboys, Saints. This is going to sound fucking crazy, but if I'm Shadur, I'm like, I want to go to the Jets. The goddamn Jets. Yeah, if I'm Shadur, I'm like, I want to go to the Jets. Like, look, I know they're rebuilding. I know that Woody Johnson's a fucking, nutcase right now. But yeah. Or I mean, like even the Saints, like him with Olave and Shaheed would be fucking ill. Like there ain't no way that they're riding with fucking Hater or Spat or Rattler. So I mean, yeah, if I'm him, I'm wanting to. Those would be the places I'd want to go. Yeah, Shadur and Taysom would be dangerous. Yeah, if Shadur had Adams, Wilson, like that backfield, like it would be Jets fans praying Woody gets sent back to the UK, right? Right. Yeah, if I'm I'm sure that's where I'd be wanting to go. Because going 5 to the Raiders, going 5th overall to the Raiders, I'd be like, I honestly, me personally, I would be pissed. I get that him and Brady are homies. I get that him and Brady are friends. I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. Or if I went to the Giants, I'm definitely pissed because half my check is getting taxed, bro. Straight up phantom tax, bro. Like, no. Guess who scored? An Islander? Dope. All right, y'all. That's been our hour live for tonight. We talked up some college football. We talked up, some future NFL draft. I answered a couple of fantasy football questions. Feel free to DM me if you guys need anything else. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly. I love and appreciate all of you. Thursday night football. Mañana. Let's get it.
Holy shit.